So the basic idea here in nature, if we say arising and passing away, what is that we are trying to see? So first, let's understand this in a proper picture. Ariu, I am recording it because today Anju is sick, so I am at home. I forgot to tell you that.
Okay.
Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, you can record.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so for everybody's benefit, let me explain once again what are we trying to do and how this helps in knowing the manyana, what we've started with in as a area. Okay, so let's understand in a proper perspective. Now, what is arising and passing away? In general, when we wake up, we see arising only. We don't see departure. We only see arrival. We don't see departure. What does that mean is we can reflect back as many number of times and make a connection. Like I can say, I was with you and we had a good time. That means I have made it in such a way that I can experience you even now when no Aryu is existing at this point in time. So I can go to Atita. So I can stitch back. The consciousness can stitch back to Atita. And it can project the future when I next time go to US or when I'm going to be with Aryu, this is what I'm going to do. That is Anagata. And at this point in time, I can be thinking about Aryu. So what did I do is that I created a stream of chitta where it looks it's completely flowing in one direction, that is arising. So I don't see cessation. This is how a normal person would be. When somebody comes into the Buddha Dhamma, this is introduced to cessation, ceasing. Like he will try to see if there were a stage like December 2024 came, it will cease to exist forever. Not tomorrow, forever. There's nothing, you can't get back December 2024. And in the same way, you can't get December 2023 and 22 and 21 and 20 and 18, whatever that is. So if you go back and back and back and back to the time this being came on this earth, that's already ceased. I'm not saying intellectually we don't know, but you not experience cessation. If you experience cessation like what Ariu experienced while driving the car, things are falling apart, it makes him an observer instead of being the passenger or the driver. Just became an observer. And the next one is, if I get this, there's bliss instantaneously. It's not a faking bliss. You know you're blissed. Okay? Forget which jhana it is and all that. It becomes too much to handle. So there is a bliss. Now what happens? If you were to continuously see arising and cessation, that gives you a different perspective of life. So now you can see it's a frame by frame thing which is appearing and disappearing. So you would understand that. So now you don't require anybody to tell you that it is arising and passing away. And that's a dukkha. Because what has arisen, it's already not there. no matter what I think about it. I now I don't stitch it back. I was stitching it. So there's one sutta where the each of the six monks will say craving as a seamstress. Okay, what it really means, you're stitching the past frame with the present frame and the future frame and making it as though it is one single frame. Now you're seeing both arising and passing. Now, when you do this arising and passing, you are in third jhana already. So now you are in sukha. Got the point? So when you are in sukha, if you have some watch which can track your HRV because you're having a parasympathetic nervous system in operation, it slows down the heartbeat. Its job is to do that. So it just slows down your heartbeat. So from a tachycardia kind of a situation where the heartbeat is in 80s and 90s, the person's heartbeat comes down to 40s. And the gap between two heartbeats increase because he's in sukha. There's nothing to guess. He is in sukha, and the damn machine is also saying that he's in sukha. Now your question, can a normal person wearing the same watch, can he do it? No. Why? Because it is sympathetic nervous system which always is in charge, not the parasympathetic. Number one. Number two, there's always a shift between parasympathetic and sympathetic, parasympathetic, sympathetic, which keeps on happening depending upon the input and response. Let's say I am excited for whatever reason. The parasympathetic will not be there. It will be sympathetic. Fight or flight. Okay. That doesn't mean that it will be purely parasympathetic or purely sympathetic. It's a trade-off between sympathetic and parasympathetic. Okay. So when we are in sympathetic nervous system, the energy requirement is high. So the parasympathetic nervous system comes into operation when it reaches a particular temperature. So it starts to cool it down. So hence, if you take a heart rate variability, it will show you that the person is in stress. You don't know for what reason he's in stress. Maybe he's meditating, but that meditation is with expectation or something he's carrying there that is causing him stress. Can happen. Like somebody is going for an examination or somebody is going for a visa interview, then his parasympathetic nervous system will not be operation, even though he talks to himself, I need to tell the visa officer in this way, in that way, all of that. But there is anxiety. And when there is anxiety, his BPM, beats per minute, will be high. Simple. Because sympathetic nervous system is taken over. So now that we have science to back what Buddha was doing, and many people carry iPhone and watch and all kind of gadgets, they can really make use of it to see how they are doing in meditation. So you got the point. That's where it drives down to. Not that everybody should now go and buy an iPhone and an Apple Watch to make Apple proud that, you know what, you have designed something for us. No, I'm just saying, supposing if you have, like Ashwin has, and Ariu has, and many people here have, if you have, make the best use of it. It's a great investment. Because now you can track how well are you doing. If you are below 50s while meditating, it's trash. You're not meditating at all. It should be showing 60s and 70s. If it is not, that means you are doing wrong meditation. On breath watching, I'm talking about. Now I can say, look, I'm a Panya person. You will keep all of that junk aside. There's nothing called as a Panya person. You need to get into this. Whether I agree, disagree, strongly disagree, agree to disagree, it doesn't matter. And that's the reason I'm showing you the proof of suttas also. That you need to do it. There's no escaping. And you should do it in all postures. Standing, sitting, walking, and sometimes sleeping. And then Jagariyanu Yoga will happen. You will require less sleep. That's true. You don't require 8 hours of sleep. It will come down to 3 or 4 hours at the max. In fact, in that sutta, the same sutta on Jagariyanu Yoga, like in Samanya Pala Sutta and many other suttas, Buddha says, till the midnight, keep walking. You think that guy will be just walking? And if that person's HRV, if you were to measure, it will be more than 200. Because with third jhana, I was able to get to 101. I will show you when I get into the fifth jhana, it will cross. It will cross 200. Forget 20s and 30s. It will cross. So, unfortunately, this Apple Watch is made for 5 minutes. I would have appreciated if it was for 1 hour. I could set it for 1 hour so that I don't have to go back and change it again. So, I found a way of doing it also, not getting disturbed and keeping the same attention and pressing breathe. And again, it goes to 5 minutes. Just to prove the point. For those people who think they are meditating, just want to prove the point. They are not. This is a good one. See, and then do whatever you are doing. You don't require then to keep on looking at every 5 minutes. Okay, like that. No, that becomes dopamine issue. So we shouldn't be doing that. Why we are doing what we are doing is to see that a correlation between science and medicine on one side and Buddha Dhamma on the other side. Like what Mangala was talking on the other day, they both exactly meet. Maybe not the same words, like cranial nerves. Buddha wouldn't use that. Or vagus. He might not use any one of those crazy terms, but message is the same. What do you mean by this one? Pasam bhayankai sankharan asasi sameti sikkati. It's not pajanati. For watching the breath, he says pajanati. And here he says sikkati. Isn't it that the athlete is getting sikkati? Swimmer is getting sikkati. So the meditator should also get into sikkati or not? Or should he just keep on watching breath forever till the head will start to go like this? Just think. There should be some learning, right? So we need to use something to learn it. That means I need to know where I am while meditating and then do something which will change it. Otherwise, they both seem the same. Okay, so this is one part of it. Now they come to the second part of anicca, dukkha, anatta in all the 8 meditation. When do we apply? How do we apply? Where it applies? where Vipassana comes, where Anupassana comes, and where the Puttujana would be, and where the Arya would be. So let's understand in a greater detail with first jhana only, not with all the 8, because then it will become thoroughly confusing for you. Let's understand Savitakka, Savichara, Piti, Sukha, Ekagata. These are the 5 jhanic factors. Okay, these are called factors. Even in yoga, to attain the Nirvikalpa Samadhi or the Vikalpa Samadhi, Savikalpa Samadhi, you require some aid, without which you can't attain Samadhi. In the same way, in the Buddha's dispensation also, there is these 5, and added together is called a jhana, which means abiding. Okay, I'm abiding in what? I'm abiding in the present state, devoid of the past and non-anticipation of the future. And where can I find that? I can find it in the breath. So this is the first step of knowing what should be known. So we're taking breath, because breath is a neutral object. It doesn't have generally raga, dvesha, moha. It generally doesn't have. Okay. So when I do it, then I should look at how the breath is. And that is vitakka. Now it is sa vitakka, with an intention to know the breath. So in Thai tradition, they talk about stomach, chest, nose. Yeah. In Burmese tradition, they might look at only the breath appearing in the nostril. Yeah. Choose whichever you want. Doesn't matter. Should I look at the belly? Should I look at the chest? Should I look at the nose? Wherever you are comfortable. So sit in a comfortable posture and see. So when you do that, you lose sleepiness. And now the attention comes. So then the only thing I need to do now is to bring in aloka sanya. In case I'm feeling sleepy, even with watching the breath, I'm feeling sleepy, I need to bring in aloka sanya, which we have spoken in length how to do it also. So what I do, I'm feeling sleepy. Okay. Now I lit a candle, synchronize the breath with the candle, and I keep on watching the flame. After a while, I close the eyes. Now, instead of the breath, the flame has taken over. So I'm absorbed into the flame. Absorption is the must. Whether you're absorbed in breath or you're absorbed in flame, doesn't matter. So the consciousness now takes flame as the object. So when you take flame as the object, it just comes like this and sits on your face. Gives you a very soothing effect. Now, if you were to watch your HRV, it will be in hundreds. You didn't watch the breath, because again, parasympathetic nervous system has taken over. Okay, which is rest and digest. So the blood pressure decreases, sugar level, the metabolism is not much required, so it comes down. Then your heartbeats start to drop. If it drops to 40s or 50s, 50s to 40s, beautiful state, calm abiding, you'll be in that. Okay. Then I come into vichara. Now, whatever I've taken that object, I'll be in the vichara so that it mind doesn't skip out of the breath if I'm watching breath, or if I'm taking that flame, it doesn't go into something else. So I open up my eyes and watch the flame. So this kind of thing is called kasina. Okay? The most recommended method for those people who have distractions. So you can take kasina. There's nothing wrong. Visuddhi Magga gives you a complete explanation of how to get into kasina. And Buddha also talks about kasina, and in fact, Sariputta explains kasina in a nice way in Dasuttara Sutta as well as Sangiti Sutta, DN 34 and 33. It's not that kasina was not there in use. Buddha talks about Nila, Pitala, all of that. So the kasina is there. You can use it. This is for those people who get tremendously distracted. Can't be there with their whatever meditation object they have taken. So their sankalpa or sankappo is not in a good shape. They don't have a good determination. They keep on shifting between object. Oh, this doesn't work, I'll take that. That doesn't work, I'll take that. Any object you take, you have to sustain for 6 months. So if I take breath today for let's say I take it on a Purnima day, it's 6 Purnimas. Not changing the object. If I'm taking dhatu, 6 Purnimas. If I'm taking breath, 6 Purnima. If I'm taking ayatana, 6 Purnima. If I'm taking asubhasanya, 6 Purnima, like that. I don't know what I'm taking, but I have to, if I'm taking that, should be in that. Shifting of objects are not allowed. Now, having sustained vitakka and vichara, you get piti. Now, this piti is not just 5-minute piti. Once you come out of that absorption, piti has absorbed you. There is complete absorbing of piti. So you are in piti. Now you don't require to have a breath watching. You're watching piti itself, joy. And it goes for minimum 2 days. If you're not having piti beyond a day, that means not good meditator, because you're back in stress. Now, if you check your HRV, it will be in 30s or 40s, which makes no sense between a normal person and you. Okay, you're back in same business. In the name of Buddha Dhamma, that's it. Okay, so you should have 2 or 3 days filled with piti. Then the sukha, that will remain for few days to few weeks. And now you know jhanic bliss is higher than the sensuality for yourself. So a normal person wearing an Apple Watch and an Apple phone measurement can never have in his hundreds, because he's distracted every now and then. He doesn't have samadhi. Even Michcha Samadhi also is not there. Forget about Samma Samadhi. That's not possible. So, Bobby, I don't agree with this viewpoint that a normal person buying a watch and his number will be high. Impossible. Because when he sees something, it is distracted by hearing. When you hear something, then it is distracted by tasting. And that is happening when it is distracted by touching. And that is happening, something is distracted by smelling. Then with all that is okay, then he'll be distracted by thinking. But by the time he finishes thinking, again he is distracted by seeing. So it's not possible. But that doesn't mean that it will be in single digit. I don't agree with that too. It will be in 30s, 40s range, 20, 30, 40s. 15 is an extreme like in Janak, but other than that, it will be in 20s, 30s, 40s, within 50. So generally the measurement also, they take it as 30 to 50 and normal. There's nothing extraordinary about it. 80 and above is treated extraordinary.
So this can be used by like for by using Michya Samadhi also, right?
Yeah. Michya Samadhi. See, the Samadhi can be in very various kinds. So you can have Michya Samadhi. What's the problem? But Samadhi is Samadhi. You require Samadhi. Like you read, you understand Mulaka Sutta. Chanda should be there. Manasikara should be there. Hassa should be there. Vedana should be there. Sati should be there. Samadhi should be there. For everything. Even for the talk what I'm giving now should be there. If I'm giving a talk on a subject in the office, Samadhi should be there. Sati should be there. Interest should be there. Right? So they all the same. But what are we doing in Buddha Dhamma is to cut the rebirth process. Not that it's something extraordinary you're doing. The extraordinary thing is cutting the rebirth process. The ordinary thing, when you say ordinary worldling, is that he doesn't know that there is rebirth. Okay, that's the only difference between Buddha Dhamma and any other Dhamma. So, if I am a non believer of rebirth, then it doesn't matter to me. I will say God will take care. Over. So, there's no need for me to do anything. God knows what is good for me. Done. I don't have to go through Buddha Dhamma at all. So, when we say Samma, it means what cuts rebirth. Like Samma Ditti means what cuts rebirth. If something is arising, it's ceasing, it can't be that you'll stay forever on anything. So you have Kama, then Rupa, Arupa. Now, if I'm in third jhana, fourth jhana, whatever jhana, then I can see, aha, these senses are too frugal. They don't give any excitement at all. I've seen for myself. So now I don't rely on anything external because I have experienced it myself. That doesn't mean that I'll not go and buy the product or do anything or not use it. I will use it just like using a shirt or using a restroom or something like that. That's the only purpose of that. So it doesn't matter whether I have an iPhone or I don't have an iPhone, I have a watch, I don't have a watch. I'm using it just for verification, not for enjoyment. So then I'll come into the Pinda path kind of state of mind. Pindapata patisankha yoniso pindapatam patisevami. Neva davayana madayana mandanayana vibhushanaya, like that. So I will put this also in the same category. It's just for that purpose. Ashwin has it, I have it, Aryu has it, and many other have it. They can take it in that way. Vihimsu paratiya. There's a himsa, right? You don't know what might come. So you are trying to take care of that himsa. Brahmacharya anughaya. So that. So there is nothing, no craving is coming and harming you because you are looking it like either as a Pindapata or a Chivara or a Senasana or Gilana. Take whichever.
So that's just for the benefit of people who are having Android phones, So you can maybe explain that it is also possible
Yeah, it
using
is
Android
possible.
watch.
There are like I and Marine and Janak and Bobby, we were looking at HRV watches for Android phones. So maybe Bobby will buy one which will give him the same kind of thing. Okay. I'm not suggesting people sitting here should go and buy any one of this, but this is just for motivational purposes. For those people who are finding it very tough to do a 18-hour meditation in all the postures, for them, you have to find a solution to it. Now that technology has improved and you'll get gadgets, if you can afford it, you can buy it. It doesn't become kamachanda because you're using it just for the sake of using it. It's not that you're going to enjoy them. But if you feel you don't require it, don't do it. I just suggest it because without having a continuous watching over breath or the object of contemplation, you cannot get to 8 chance. That's the only reason. So it need not be Apple Watch or Apple iPhone. It need not be even Android and watch. If you don't want to go for it, you don't have to. But provided if you can afford it and you can make a good use of it, and since the technology is already available, you can make the best use of it. That's what I meant. Just like Senasana. Now you have this room. So somebody is going to construct a room for you and give it to you. It's hot. You can put a fan. There's no point in saying that, you know what, I am a Buddhist, so I will endure this heat. No, you can use that and observe how the Pathvi Dhatu, Apo Dhatu, Tejo Dhatu, Vayu Dhatu keeps on changing. Using the same thing, you can do it. Right? You don't have to go for Kila Matanu Yoga. Harming your body and making it like some trash or something. No, you don't have to do that. And the same way, you don't have to go towards Kama Sukhalukanu Yoga. The two extremes you should not have. Okay? If you have it, use it. Don't have it, don't aspire for it. Simple as that. If you think there's an utility in something and you think you can buy it because we are lay followers. We are not bhikkhus or bhikkhuni in an official sense that you have given up all the possession to the monastery and now the monastery gives you the iPhone, you can have it. Or Android phone. There are people who are having mobile phones, and why are they keeping mobile phones then? As a bhikkhu, they are having. Now, why do they sit in a plane? They should have walked from that country to whichever country they are going. Why are they flying then? If some monk from Burma were to fly to America, why is he flying? He should have walked to America. During Buddha time, they were walking. He should have walked. Why did he take a plane? Like in the case of Ajahn Chah, he went to the West, to America. Why did he fly to America? He should have walked from Thailand. It would have taken him something like 1,000+ days or whatever days it is. It would have been good. And he should have walked on Pacific Ocean to show his supernormal powers. Look, I can walk on Pacific Ocean. It would be a stupid argument, actually, to take to another extreme, saying that, oh, you know what, I will not take a plane. No, you sit in the plane, cut the plane off in your mind and go into the Nirodha Samapatti for 18 hours or 16 hours or as many number of hours. And that's it. You're fresh. Who stops you? Like when I sat in Bangalore airport in the flight, after 2 hours, cut it off. Done. When I came back, 8 o'clock, the flight, they gave me some food. I was hungry, had something off. The next thing, Bangalore. Who stops it? Now, I didn't feel anything after reaching Bangalore. I even went to work. It landed at 3:25, 4:25 a.m. And I attended my office on 15th of January. No headache, no feeling tired. And we also had a Dhamma session in the night, 8 o'clock. Business as usual. No jet lag, no pit lag, or whatever lag it is called as. Simple. So why don't I use it? It's all about the state of mind rather than physicality, that I'll physically do something. No, we can. You can take Android, you can take Apple. You don't want to do anything, don't do it. Just want to say, for those people who have trouble in making an 18-hour schedule, you look at something which will give you that motivation to see what's the state of my mind now. So after a 1 hour meditation, whatever meditation you're doing, just wear the watch, whichever watch you have. Need not be Apple. As long as it can give you a nice HRV real time, there will be some variation. So don't go by Apple Watch that it is precise. No, there are better watches than Apple also. So my objective is what? I'm not worried about what the health monitor says. I'm more bothered about what is that it shows after my meditation. So supposing I've done 1 hour sitting meditation and now I put on the watch and I check for 5 minutes and it is showing in 30s, it means I have not meditated. Simple. That's it. That 1 hour what I spent was junk. Before and after. Before going for meditation, I will measure my HRV. And after meditation, I'll measure my HRV. There should be a drastic change. And it makes sense. Because what we are measuring there is the parasympathetic nervous system. There's nothing to guess or some wrong thing or whatever. No, that's what your body has. So it's all about brain, how it is processing. So if it is something calming, you are in jhana. Yes, Bobby.
Vilashi, is this like you are saying that after meditation and before meditation, this there should be a drastic change in this reading. So, is it same applicable to this athletes also? Like, is
Yes.
it are the reading is consistently on the higher side or only when they are training?
No. Once they are trained, they will be like once you're trained on all 8 jhanas, it will be always high. Take who's that? Formula One. I don't remember his name. My son would have been there. He would have told the name. That guy
Michael
is
Schumacher?
not Michael Schumacher is the old one. Now the recent Hamilton.
Hamilton.
His
Lewis
HRV is in 160, 170. And you know what, Bobby, you'll be surprised. He does meditation on breath before taking car. And he will visualize. He will visualize the whole track, the Malaysian Grand Prix or whichever Grand Prix is. You just read about him. He does all of that. Maybe he's not a Dhamma person or whatever, but he's doing all of that. Okay. So his HRV will be high.
And his mind can be peaceful or not peaceful.
His mind is peaceful. My wife is a fan of Hamilton. Me and my son and my wife are great ever fans of Hamilton.
No, no. What I mean is, all the minds of all these great athletes may not be peaceful, right?
Without that, they cannot be champion.
No. Without that, they can't be doing whatever they are doing, Bobby. I think you have misunderstood what is peacefulness. You can have two kind of peacefulness. One peacefulness where it is rebirth oriented. One peacefulness where there is no rebirth oriented. Buddha Dhamma is on non-rebirth. I'm again repeating. A Puttujana can also get into 8 jhanas. Please understand this. Jhana is a jhana. Peace is peace. But one which is devoid of existence completely.
Vilashi, my question is like, why then these people get into a lot of stress? Not everyone, like, stress issues, all these big champions and all, sometimes get into all other issues.
That's what is the problem, right? See, when they are driving, they're doing whatever they are doing, they will be peaceful. Otherwise, they can't win. It's not possible. They should have samadhi. Otherwise, it is not possible, Bobby. Why that? Even a scientist like Einstein, he's in samadhi. For him to get that theory of relativity, you think it just came. No. Look at Tesla. I will tell you one another thing. Read about Tesla. If you read about Tesla, all his inventions have been done in samadhi. You read Nicholas Tesla, you'll get to see the amount of inventions he has done. And you read about any person who has got patents. Why that? Steve Jobs. Just see what all he has done. You need to be in samadhi to get that. Otherwise, it's not possible. And that's the reason you have to understand Mulaka Sutta in a proper way. It applies for a normal person. It also applies for an Arya. Exactly the same words apply, not a different words. So if we misunderstand Buddha Dhamma, it's very dangerous for us. Because we tend to think that this is totally different and that is trash. No, nothing is trash. There's no thing called as trash. They are doing worldly things. After this life, they again get into another existence, and we don't know what kind of existence. That's the only problem. So Buddha found out a way where you can find out your next existence sitting right now. That I'm going to be born as a human, I am going to be born as a deva, and I'll be born as a Brahma, or I'll be born as so and so, or I'll be born as an anagami. That's exactly what Buddha Dhamma is all about. To give you an assurance on where the mind is getting conditioned and where it will be reborn. So the difference between Buddha Dhamma and other worldly thing is we don't know what we are doing and where it is going. Whereas in the Buddha Dhamma, you will come to know what you're doing and where you're going. That's the only difference. There's nothing else to this to make it too big or too small or whatever. No. In fact, whatever today is in science and medicine, exactly the same is there in Buddha Dhamma. But the language used and the language used here might be two different things. Here we might be using Latin and other language to make it up, and here it is Pali, and it is more abstract, and now you have more mechanized, automated way of seeing things, so it looks much better, but the structure is the same. So by following Buddha Dhamma, you are literally following what an investigator should be doing, should be investigating. That's the meaning of vipassana in the first place, to see things as they are, not as they are presented. So you need to know about all of this, what's happening, why it is happening this way, why my HRV is low, why I'm getting stressed, why there is anxiety, why there is worry. What do you mean by kukucha? It's worry. So when there is worry, the HRV will show down. That's a hindrance. Restlessness, your HRV will come down. Kamachanda, when I'm excited about sensuality, HRV will drop because the parasympathetic nervous system cannot handle it. It's sympathetic, flight and fight response. Now I need it. Like I and you went to Apple store. So let's take that as an example. If I'm a normal person who is wanting to buy Apple phone, I'm waiting desperately for morning till to happen. Let's say it's a Friday's Black Friday sale, and I'm eager. That is sympathetic nervous system. It's a fight and flight response.
Uddacha.
Yeah, I'm in Udacha. There is Kukkucha. There is Kamachanda. There is Vyapada, because I don't want anybody to stand in line. I am the person to standing in line. So 11 o'clock, the store opens. Guess what? I'm there at 10 o'clock because I cannot manage things. Forget the Apple iPhone and all that. Yesterday, my uncle, my father's brother, was here along with my aunt, who are planning to go to Canada. They have to get their visa. And for an 80-plus-year-old, there is no requirement for an interview. So my uncle could have just relaxed. No, he's worked up that what should I tell when I land in Vancouver? What should I do? He's not even anywhere, right? He's still in Bangalore. The visa has not come. They have not booked the ticket. Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. And my aunt, she has to just give the fingerprinting. There's nothing big in that. But that anxiety, if they were wearing this kind of gadget, the heart rate variability would have shown up. It's a brink of heart attack. They're so anxious, so worried, so stressed out, so angry with themselves that, and my brother is taking care of them. They should be, in fact, grateful that my brother is taking them to that place, and he is, they went to the embassy, or not embassy, VFS, that is Visa Facilitation Service. So they went, and 10 minutes, she had her fingerprint. Now that's all what it is. Now the worry started. When will they ask for passport? They will ask whenever they want to ask, but they're worried now. Now, after the passport goes to the Canadian embassy, when will I get my visa? Okay, you got the visa. Then when will my children send me the flight ticket? Okay, now again get worried. Now, when will I fly? Again the same problem. What all should I carry to Canada? Again the same problem. From Bangalore to Dubai, and Dubai to this place, or from Bangalore to some other place, and to Vancouver or to Toronto or wherever. Keep on thinking all the 24 hours, which is samadhi. Of what? Of Canada. Simple. But they are getting drained. Nobody is happy. Versus Jhanik, where you are happy. By mistake, I told them that 99.9% will get the visa. So my uncle is saying, what if that 1% I don't get the visa? That was my mistake. So my brother is saying, why do you say these things to them? My goodness, I don't know how many times I have to tell you. You should say 100%, uncle, you will get a visa. So he's worried. And there is no reason for his visa to get rejected because he's already 84, 83, 84-year old. They are not going to stop him from coming to Canada because he's not going to seek there as an employment. He doesn't have anything to do. So obviously they have taken all his FD and other fixed deposit and the money he has, and their children are Canadian citizen. They are taking care of everything. But this is what I meant, right? So now you have gadgets which will show you. So there is no way for a normal person to have a high HRV, no matter what he does. Also, same with meditator who thinks he's meditating, but he's stressed out, his HRV number will not be good. It's a good measure to see. I might be spending an hour in meditation, and guess what? I see 30s. It means I've done something wrong. I need to do something about it. Okay, so from first jhana to the top, eighth jhana, you can really see how it changes. Ah, this is changed. Then you can see anicca, dukkha, anatta in operation, because in the first jhana, it is in 60s. The second jhana, it's in 85, 88 and like. The third jhana, it crosses 100. In the fourth jhana, it becomes 200 plus. In the fifth jhana, it increases even more. So you know it's anicca. No point in going behind that because it keeps on changing. And the joy you're getting is different than what it was earlier. It's more joy, more joy, more sukha. When you come into infinite space, the body itself is disappear. Then you get into awareness, complete awareness, which is infinite consciousness. Then you lose the object itself. Only the senses are there, devoid of objects. Then you come into the neither perception nor non-perception, where the perceiver itself is gone. Just observation. And then Nirodha Samapatti, which we spoke yesterday night. So if you have some gadget telling you that, makes you feel, okay, I'm on the right path. So you can use it. Not that you should definitely have it, otherwise you can't meditate. No, that's wrong. But these are the good things. So I was thinking how to make you motivated. So I got into this. I was thinking a lot how to make you all meditate the 8 jhanas. Otherwise, what's the point in talking about MN1? Yes, Ashwin.
In the old time, there was no watch and everything, so that's what the people used to, why I think people used to lamp the candle or the diya or the something in the house to remember, okay, this is what I have to do, meditation or something, because that also give closing and openings things, lamp the flame.
Not only
And if
that,
you look at the
you see there's a sutta where Buddha says, observe the pupa. Pupa means flower. Neela, blue flower in blue color. Just be on that. And he talks about sky. Make yourself as sky.
Means if you determine to means if you put a candle or something or some flames or nowadays electric flames around in the market everywhere, if you keep in front of your table, it will keep reminding you, okay, you have to do this
No,
like
no, that is
refreshing.
harsh. These lamps are harsh. So you don't require that. You require just a usual lamp, oil lamp, or candle. Candle will have paraffin, so it is better to have a normal oil lamp so that it doesn't affect your health, and you can take care of like that jhana, the samadhi bhavana sutta what I shared, right? You require all the four. The first three are the first two are part of your samatha, and the next two are part of vipassana. Sampajanya is part of vipassana, and then the last portion, five khandas, how you discern it, is part of vipassana. So if you see samadhi bhavana, it's both. Bobby, you have any further questions? Okay, anyone here having any questions relating to what we discussed so far? Wow, nice. So then even I don't have any further thing to discuss or talk. So shall we end?
Sorry, Vilas, I was driving, but I was listening.
Okay. So any further questions or concerns or anything you have?
Oh, I think in between, I don't know whether I heard it correct. You are explaining about your your uncle, or if then they're going to Canada, they'll be keep thinking about that, and they are also getting into this samadhi. So, is that what you told? And
Samadhi,
does that mean,
samadhi, which is micha samadhi, because in that samadhi they don't have a
no, no,
proper samadhi,
I,
right?
yeah, yeah, I understand that. But what I was asking is that with that samadhi also, this HRV level will go high.
No, it will not, is what I'm telling, because they are totally worried. There is kukucha and udacha. So they will
So
not.
another thing, like okay, that so it will not go with the micha samadhi. So it should be some kind of right samadhi.
Yeah.
And also like the one you are saying that this rate will go higher and higher when you go to 4 jhana, 6 jhana. So after some time, maybe in 8 jhana, see, it cannot take the reading for HRV or
No, you will not be there to change it anyway. See, because in this watches you have only 5 minutes or whatever it is timing. So that's not meant for playing that. It's just to see that indeed there is a change in when you do jhana. That's all is
oh,
there.
okay.
The
Thank
whole
you.
objective is only that there is a change when you do jhana. Then after that you don't have to measure.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, thank you, Vilas.
It's only for motivational purposes, not for anything else. Let it not become an addiction that I've got a new toy and every 10 minutes I'll check up that. No. You just do your normal meditation, and after 5 minutes, just watch. Okay, let us check how it has come. That's a better way. So it'll show you how you're done. In fact, in that app, I'll read out, they have put a very nice thing. I really liked how they have explained it. If I go here, says heart rate variability, the measure of variation in the time interval between heartbeats. Apple Watch calculates HRV by using the standard deviation of beat to beat measurement, which is captured by the heart rate sensor. HRV is validated for user over age of 30, 18 third-party apps and devices. So then if I go to mindfulness, it will, I don't know, where did I see it? Wait. when I see this, there was about mindfulness and all that I was reading, and it gives a very nice story that what is the use and everything. I don't know where did I see it. Maybe
Which app are you referring to? The
the Apple
health
app,
app or
the
Apple
app.
app?
Yeah, yeah, the app one. I don't know where did I see it. See, now you see here, here are the few ways you can enhance a breathe session. Strengthen your focus by noticing the cool breath as you inhale and the warmth as you exhale. Feel more connected by your softly touching your heart during your session. Ground yourself by touching your abdomen and noticing the rising and falling as you breathe. I read something, I don't know where did I read it, but anyway, but very nice explanation of that.
Yeah, in the stress watch, there's a lot of reading. In that app, there's a lot of reading. Maybe.
Yeah, there's another reading. Okay, so should we end for today? All right, so you can enter into the first 4 jhanas using your HRV or without HRV. So don't play around with HRV. What you do is you first finish your 1 hour meditation, be it walking, be it sitting, be it standing, and then check your HRV as a measure and see where it stands. Okay. Even in walking, when you finish your walking, sit down and then do the measurement. It will give you a motivation that how you have done for the last 1 hour. Or if you're keeping for 2 hours, finish the 2 hour session and then watch. Let's say I go for a 2 hour walk. Observe your steps, observe the breath without a break. Then you sit down and check. That's the advice I can give. So don't keep on playing with it for every 5 minutes. I just wanted to show how this works. So I made every 5 minutes and sent it. You don't have to do anything. Even I don't have to sit and do every 5 minutes. No. Then I'm going on the wrong side of it. It's becoming an attachment. Okay, so I shouldn't be doing it. It start to craving for higher numbers, which is again a craving, right? So shouldn't. It's just for knowledge. So what does Buddha say in the Satipatthana Sutta? He says, Jnanamattaya, Patisati Mattaya, Anisitocha Viharati, Nachikinchi Loke Upadiyati, Evampi Bhikkhu Kaye Kaya Anupassi Viharati, Vedanas, Chitta, and Dhamma. So what we are doing is we are watching the Kaya as a Kayagata Sati. And then we are seeing, we are taking a gadget, just like a BP monitor, to measure. So this is again a monitor. It just measures and tell you how good has you have been doing. So that it shows that you are doing well. So it was starting was 30, and when you finished 1 hour meditation, it shows more than 100. It means beautiful. You've done it. All right. Then good day and good night and good afternoon to Bobby or anybody from Australia. Namo Buddhaya. Bye.